Breyers here, and in today's YouTube video, I'm going to be teaching you how I make my braided noseband rope halters. These have become one of my favorite items to make. I've been obsessed with them lately, so I thought what better way to share my obsession than to teach y'all how I make them. I have done a rope halter tutorial in the past, but that was a while ago. It has been in need of an update, so what better time than now to do that. I do have all of the materials, hardware, tools, etc. all listed down in the description down below, so you know exactly what you're gonna need for this tutorial. So grab your supplies and let's get crafting. All right, here we are over at our crafting station. This is gonna be everything that you're gonna need. I do have all of this listed in the description down below with all of the sizes, but this is just an overview of everything. So once you have all of your materials, we're ready to start. All right, step one of this entire process is to grab your 1.5mm knotting cord. Now I have about 3 feet of this one strand. You want to make sure that you have enough so that your halter is not going to be a little short on the crown piece. 3 is a magic number. I normally go with 3 feet. What we're going to do first is we're going to bring the 2 ends of this knotting cord together. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not actually working with these ends over here. We're actually just going to go all the way to the middle of this strand so that we have a loop. And what we're going to do with this loop is we are going to go ahead and put this over our pony's nose, and we're going to just pull it up to where a halter would sit. So up by her little cheekbones. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to mark how this halter is going to fit her. So I don't want this to be dangling. So I'm just going to go ahead and say right about there is how I'm going to have this fit. So you can see it's just nice and snug. I'm going to pull that off. So this is going to be our noseband loop, but now we need to make the loops that the lead rope is going to connect to. So to do that, I'm going to keep a hold of our entire little noseband, and I'm going to take our cord over here, and I'm just going to make 2 little loops with this because both cords are going to be doing the same thing here. So we've got 1 loop up top, but 2 loops on the bottom. And then with this excess, I'm going to go around all of that. So we've got a loop over here, and then I'm going to put the rest of the cord through that so that we can tie a knot here. So go ahead and tie a knot there. Don't tighten it all the way down just because we do need to adjust this in a second, but this is everything that you have. So you've got your noseband loop up top, and then this is where the lead rope will go. But before I even tighten this all the way down, I am just going to slide that back over her nose just to make sure it is where I want it. And if it's not, you could just go ahead and do some adjusting so that that's going to fit on your model how you'd like. And once you've got that, go ahead and tighten this knot the rest of the way. So you have the first part of the rope halter. So now that we have the noseband of the rope halter done, now we're going to need to tie a knot back here so that we can have our throat latch. And to do that, we're just going to measure where that's going to go. And we're going to tie a very simple knot right at the back. This is our beautiful rope halter so far. The next step is we're actually going to be separating these 2 strands. We are going to be working with the strand that is going to be on the left side of the horse. This strand that's going to be on the right side of the horse, ignore that. We don't need that right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this back on our pony. I'm going to pull the left string up. I'm going to be measuring to where the buckle would go on a regular halter. So right about there. And you're going to want to put a loop here. So go ahead and pull that off your pony. So how we're going to tie this into a knot is we're going to put the extra string around the loop just like that. And we're going to put the end of the string through that new little circle that we made and pull that tight. So now we have a loop to put our crown strap through once we're done. The next step of this halter set is to make the cheek strap. So what we're going to do is with the help of our pony, we are going to pull the string over toward the noseband, and wherever you feel like fits best on your model, go ahead and mark that with your fingers and then carefully pull that off your pony. Now we're going to need to tie a knot right there. So to do that, I'm going to take our extra string and we're going through the noseband, over the cheek strap, and then we're going through that little loop that we just made, keeping all of that where you had it. It's okay if you need to adjust it. These are super easy to adjust. And then once you got that, go ahead and tighten that knot. So this is what we have. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that back on our pony just to make sure that everything is in the correct spot before we move on. Oh, it looks so cute. The next step is we're going to be taking this strand and we're going to go to the other cheek strap. You mark where that other cheek strap is gonna go and then pull that off of your pony. And then the same thing as before, we're gonna be tying another knot right here. All right, so in theory, the knots are supposed to be just even across from each other, but some models do have a lopsided face, so that is okay. Now, the next step is that we need to make this cheek strap, but on this side of the halter. So to do that, you can use your pony, but I normally do this off the horse because I want these two to be even. So I'm gonna hold this knot right here, and then I'm gonna go all the way over here, and this is where I'm gonna want the knot on the cheek strap. And now we are using that right string that we threw away a minute ago. We're bringing that into play, and we are going to be tying this new cheek strap knot onto that right strand. I'm gonna go ahead and do it the same way as before. So just make a loop around and then pull the excess string through. The goal is to make both cheek straps the same length. So while you're doing this, just double check that it's not too big, not too small, that it's just right. And again, in a perfect world, these two knots in the back on the throat strap would be even and the same height with each other. So now this is what we have. Our rope halter is almost done, besties. The next step is we're going to be putting this back on our model and just making sure that everything looks how we want it to. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So once we have our rope halter looking exactly how we want it, we now need to finish it up with the crown strap. So holding the halter where it's going to sit on the model, go ahead and pull both straps over the top of the horse and then mark with your thumb where those are going to meet the loop that we made at the beginning of this halter. Go ahead and pull that off your pony, and now I'm going to be tying a knot here. This just makes it a little bit easier for the model horses. I like to just have the loop sit on a knot instead of having to tie the rope halter on them every single time. That's just my personal preference. You can make it to where you have to tie it, but I like it if it just sits there. So I've tied a knot onto the crown strap. From here, I'm going to cut off some of the excess cord, and then with my lighter, I'm going to seal the ends of that. And there we go. We have a very basic rope halter. Oh my gosh, these always look so cute, but we did not come here for a basic rope halter. No. We came here for a braided noseband halter. Let's go. All right, so we have our rope halter right here, and then we've got our 1mm Chinese knotting cord. I do have two different colors. I will be making this a two different colored noseband. So if you have two different colors, how you are going to combine them is you're going to take two ends and hold them together, and then I'm going to seal them together with my lighter and just very carefully kind of press them together. That will get them to stick, and then the rest will just be braided together. So to start our new fancy little noseband, we're going to be taking our halter and just setting it right there. I'm going to be taking our combined cord and I'm going to be putting it on the bottom side of this noseband. You want the cord to be inside the noseband of this halter right now. And then the very first step is we are going to be just doing a super simple little tie right here just to get this started. Just like that. All right, getting y'all a little bit closer to what I'm talking about. This is how we're starting our noseband. So we have this tied onto the actual noseband itself. Now we're going to start braiding it. So to do this, I'm going to be taking this cream strap, and that is going to be the top color, and this orangish brown is going to be the outline color. So I'm going to be taking my cream strap and I'm just going to lay it across like this. So there's a loop on this side and there's loose string on this side. Now I'm going to be taking my orangish brown and I'm going to go over the top of the cream, through the noseband, and through this loop over here. So this is what we're looking at. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carefully pull those two together and then pull them tight. So this is what we have. The most important part of this entire thing is to make sure that the one top strap is always the top strap and the other one is always the bottom. That means that the cream is always going to be on top and this orangish brown is always going to be on the bottom for this one. That is the most important part. That's how you're going to make this look really good. I'm going to be taking the cream strap again and I'm going to do the same thing just on the other side. So I'm going to be making a loop over here and the rest of the cream is just over here. I'm going to be taking the orangish brown, going over the string over here, through the noseband and through the loop. And then I'm going to carefully pull them together. So we have the braid, but it's on this side. Now you're just going to do that entire thing all the way down this noseband. It does take a little bit, but once you get it, it goes pretty quickly. You just make a loop with the top one, you go over, through, and then you pull. And you just do that the whole way down. All right, there we go. I've got the entire noseband braided. So this is what it looks like. You want to make sure that you go all the way to each end of the noseband. So start at this knot and finish at this knot. This is what the inside of it looks like. So cute. But now we got to handle these excess strings. So to do that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut it off. And then to make sure that this noseband does not unveil itself, I am going to just kind of seal that and just make sure you push that down once it's a little bit cooler, just so it seals itself. And then do the same thing with the other one. Just be careful because you are close to this other knot, but just cut it off and then just kind of seal that down so that it's just pressed in there. And then it looks all nice and finished. How cute. And now we can go back to our pony and put her cutesy little rope halter back on her. Oh, look at how fancy that is. I'm obsessed. I swear these braided nosebands look so good. They also look really good on the regular halters. I just like love them a little extra on the rope halters. So that is the braided noseband, but this halter set is not done because we still have to make the lead rope. This is everything that you're gonna need to make the lead rope. I just have a little halter clip and then my cotton thread, scissors, and then I have a old tape roll with a push pin. I will need something to weigh this down, but this is how I twist my lead ropes together. Don't worry, you'll see. So what we're gonna do first is we are going to cut 20 strands that are 3 feet long of each color. So let's go ahead and do that. And then once you've got 20 strands of each color that is about 3 feet long, it's okay if it's not perfect. Don't worry, don't worry. We're gonna be putting them through the hole on our clip, just like so. Now we're going to be putting the push pin through this clip. And then when you've got that, you're gonna want something heavy to weigh it down. And I normally just use my water bottle because it just fits in there perfectly, sort of. Oh my gosh. To twist your lead rope together, we are going to be twisting these strands separately to the right. So separately, the strands go to the right, so it kind of tightens everything up. And then we are going to be twisting them together to the left. So as they're going to the right, they're also going to the left. And the entire time you just want to make sure that you're keeping tension on the lead rope so that it's not letting go and so that nothing's trying to unravel. The tighter it is, honestly, the better twist. So just be sure that you've got tension on that and just go ahead and twist that almost all the way down your strands. And then once you make it basically to the end of your strands, we're just gonna tie that into a knot just to finish off the lead rope. Make sure you pull that tight. And then at the end of the lead rope where you have all this excess, go ahead and just cut that off so it's nice and even. And there you go. You've made your very own twisted cotton lead rope. And then you just toss that on your pony and your rope halter set is done. Look at how cute this is, y'all. Oh my gosh. I have been obsessed with rope halters lately. They are just so cute and they're so fun with the fancy little nosebands. So that is just a look at how I make my braided noseband rope halters. All right, y'all, so that's actually gonna be the end of today's YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed. And if you did, please remember to slap that like button as hard as you possibly can to show this YouTube video and Pinky for being the best helper bean ever. A little bit of love. Also, if you're feeling exotic, please don't forget to check out my Instagram account, which is at @Infinity_Breyers. I'm super active on there and I post some really funny Instagram reels that you should definitely go check out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on an upload. My goal is to have more tutorials coming out in the future. So if there's anything in particular that you would like to learn how to make, let me know in the comment section down below. If y'all make rope halters using this tutorial, please tag me in photos or videos. I love being able to see what y'all create. Y'all are so talented. Like when I see the stuff that y'all make online, it is insane. Y'all are so good at this. If you happen to make rope halters with this tutorial, tag me. I would love to see them. And other than that, y'all, I'll see you in my next YouTube video.